Hello and welcome to Flory Models Kit View Time. Today we've got Tamiya's latest release. This is the 1/35th scale M10 Achilles. Now we have seen this kit before, it's been updated, a couple of new sprues, things like that. First came around about 2016, but it's still an absolutely fantastic kit. So, looking down on the old box as ever, we just change cameras, there we go. As you can see, very nice box art on there. Looks like we get a couple of crew figures, which is really nice indeed. Alright, so this one down in here, I think it's the late or the mid-production version of it. Okay, so usual sort of olive drab things on here. Colour call-outs for this one, obviously in Tamiya, you might imagine just seen there, but your kit number for this one is 366. And then down here you've actually got the crew figure. So it's very nice how you get the full-bodied crew standing, obviously at the hatch below. Driver obviously sliced off at the waist, okay, but the rest of them are all on there just like that. Alright, it is available from the PM store for a measly £38. So if you want to get it direct from us, you can do as always. So we just pop the top off and stick that down there. There we go. As you can see, box pretty stuffed, very nicely done in here. All separate bagged as always. All right. Rubber band tracks, couple of those with this one, but being that sort of Sherman suspension system onto it, to be honest, it doesn't make any difference because they're always under tension, so you don't get any natural sag that you might be looking for. So down in here, as you can see, we've got lots of sprues we'll go through to make our way through. Couple of clear bits. All right, we've got the decals and the box just down in here. So, latest thing is we seem to be getting these, which are little tip tricks of how to clean up and do modelling, which is a little bit weird, but there we go. You might get some ideas and inspiration from those. Okay, some details about the actual M10. This is the 2C version. Okay, and then again, if you can find it in English, be around here somewhere, it has all the different versions and talks about it down in here. Where is the English version? There we go. So there we go. It is this one just down in here with a 17-pounder gun. Okay, so that's that one. Again, full details down there. Okay, and of course we've got the instructions. So we have a quick skim through this one. Usual sort of way of this thing going together. So we're actually working lower hull side-ons to it. You've got the front bits going on. Usual type of way of doing that lower hull system on this one. Okay, it's talk about obviously the rubber band tracks. They're not too bad. It's not like, you know, some of the early ones with horrible moulding. We'll talk about those in a moment. Then obviously you've got the wheels, the sprockets, the idlers, things like that. The sort of bogey system for this one, those all go down in there and then all fitting down onto the lower areas. Nicely we get a little bit of detail on the inside, so when you're looking down into it, we'll see all of that gorgeous detail on this one. Side one's going on there, fitted onto that one, as you might imagine, right the way through. Then we've got this internal details going through in there. Got the ammunition racks being fitted onto it, and then obviously building it up. So you've got an upper and lower part with detail down in there, as you can see. Stowage items all going down onto the side and all around it, as you might imagine. All the usual equipment. Then you've got the upper and lower hulls coming together, then all your usual parts being added onto this one, and again some nice detail with the driver hatches, things like that. Then we've got that gun, and that's what we're talking about. So you've got the breech part of the gun, okay, and then obviously working your way through the mantles and all the rest of it. Then the interior of the gun area as well, and the nice thing about this one, obviously because it doesn't have a top, you can see that detail no problem at all. All right, so again, putting all of those right the way through onto this one, all the equipment and various things on, and then eventually you've actually got the gun mantle and the gun itself being fitted down onto there and then right the way over. Again, very nice. Talking about obviously your crew call outs in the obviously Tamiya colours you might expect right the way through, and then obviously working your way through of how they can be positioned inside the actual gun itself. All right, so very, very nicely done. And then a few more things, towing things, cables, stuff like that being fitted on there. Got some empty shells as well, looks like it. So some nice details. And then obviously for your markings from this one, so we've got the 93rd Anti-Tank Regiment, 1st Division, Italy in 44, and then we've got the 75th Tank Regiment, 11th Armoured Division, Northwest Europe, 44-45, with that one on there like that. So again, it's a nice, you've got full interior to this one. It's one of those things that lends itself beautifully for taking it just onto that next level. So, as always, stapled bags, which somewhat do my head in, but there we go. So, if we first have a look around here on the old close-up, we can see So not too much going on here, but what we have is that usual sort of Tamiya-esque way of doing it. You know, usual sort of details, things like that. So it's all ready to be mounted on. Nice grill work, usual things on this one. And again, carbon injector pins on the inside. But to be honest, when you're looking down into this, you're not going to be looking up at those areas. The sidewalls haven't got any particularly on there. You've got a couple of little ones, but these are very, very flush. And you're going to have loads of stuff covering that anyway. All right, so there we go. Not too bad at all. And then, if we just work our way through, being Tamiya, we're not expecting any flash or anything else like that. It's just a staple flying around in there. But again, if we just move out here, you can see general good, crisp quality, all moulded in this sort of OD colour right the way through. And then if we make our way through, you can see nice details on this one. That's your crew, and again, very nicely detailed. No real sort of, you know, centre seams or bearing, because the way they've moulded this, it'll take it in to be in there. But generally the faces, very nicely done. Got the guy with the goggles, things like that, down in there. And then looking at the sides, the two halves of the actual turret itself, and that cast, nice casting marks, things like that down in there as real life. You can see from that sort of gun mantle. Very nicely done on those indeed. And then some of the stowage items and some of the smaller parts you can just see down there on the outside. Very nice indeed. Typical Tamiya in its way, as you might expect with all of these, but again, very nicely done. No signs of flash and all those things sometimes we get excited about, because it's being Tamiya, we don't really see it. So down in this one, this is a match pair, so it's a left and right section. So we look on here, we've got some polycaps, usual things for those going on there, and you might have seen just in there as well, we've got a towing cable in thread. All right, so sprue A, this is, and sprue P with the sprockets and the bogies. So really this is all about the sort of the running gear of this thing. Very nicely done, and I think really if we flip around to this side we can see and work our way down. Beautifully done, very nicely cast. And all of these and the bogies and all the gear, you can see very, very nicely done. Part sprue with those with the sprockets and the wheels, and again on the other side, just running back on the blind side. Very, very nicely done. No problem with that at all. Lots of ejector pins, but I have to say the ejector pins are pretty much flush. You're not going to see any of them because they're going to be tucked out the way, but they are pretty numerous in their nature, but no problems with any of those whatsoever. So all those parts looking very nice indeed. Okay, so we've got the front end of German. You can see just down in here. Really nice done. It's not easy when you're doing a green model with green cutting mat. Normally it works because we work on grey, but there we go. But generally, again, if we work our way down, you can see on sprue B here, very nice. Got the equipment, we got axes, all these different areas. No flash or anything else like that. The front part, we can see down on here on the underside, that nice casting texture that it's got done into it from that would be cast in real life. That's what it shows. And again, very nicely done. There we go. Beautiful work on that. Very nice detail indeed. Okay, so here we have the deck area. And again, you can just see straight off the back. So we've got under the actual hull itself for the underside. Looking very nice, good level of detail. And up on here, the checker plate is exceptionally nicely done. Very nice for the floor. And then working through for the rear end on those, beautifully done. And even on the blind side, again, all of those parts, very nicely done indeed. Very nice. Okay, so we've got another one here for the drive sprockets, and more really of all the crew area. So this, I do believe, is separate sprues. So again, we've got the guns. So very nice touch on this, how we got used spent shells as well as new ones. Very nice indeed. And the stowage equipment with the backpacks, good level of texture on those. We've got the helmets and all the very small things, the guns, everything else like that. Very nicely done on sprue J. That's very nice. So we do get a matched pair of those, two of those. Okay. Then we've actually got the gun and more of the crew. So as you can see down on here, we've got the actual crew. on that. Very nicely done indeed. And there we've got that breech system looking very good. Some of the inner parts as well, and more of the details. And then obviously we've got tools and equipment, various things on that one right the way through. And again, no problem with any of that whatsoever. Looking very nice indeed. Okay, so we've just got some small little ammunition boxes here, and like the 50 cal up on the top on AA, as you can see here. Very nicely done. Good level of detail on all of those. Good, clean, crisp moulding. What really expect from Tamiya at the end of the day. Very, very nice indeed. So we said we get some polycaps. We know those are going to go on there. We also get some lights. There's not much point getting these out, so you can see for the periscopes, for the drivers and everything else like that. So no problem. And we've got the goggles on the top moulded in. We do get some markings, but probably not a lot of points in those either. Very, very standard, straightforward. And last up, we have the track. So again, this is that rubber band track. So what we're looking for is this type of thing, tiny little ejector pins on here. But to be honest, they are every so many centimeters on this one. And there is the odd little join and fold and various things in here. You might be able to see we've got this little guy here. But really, a couple of swipes with the sanding stick will take care of these, no problem at all. Okay, so you've got that nice boxed area to come in, lock that together just like that, and you'll be good to go. Really, the detail on these is very, very sharp, very, very nice. No different from what you get with injection molding. And again, with these on the inside, just sanding these out will have no problems at all with these ones. So yeah, and because they are under tension, it's not like that thing with some of them where, you know, you want to put sag in and it's, you know, you end up having to glue these down to wheels and various things. It would be tight, so there's no reason for not actually using these. But modern vinyl tracks aren't like the ones from the 70s, which were horrible. Just to staple them and yeah, and come along with hot irons. These do glue together as well and things like that as well, which is a nice touch. So there we go, that's those. And there we have it. I have to say, it's Tamiya through and through. You know, it's very, very hard to find fault with any of the moulding. Certainly no flash, no sink marks and all things like that. You just don't see it with Tamiya. My only gripe with them usually is ejector pins, but looking at this one, they're all facing the other way. Nothing that's going to be in line of sight, so really there's no cleanup. And if you did, they are so shallow. They are almost flush with the part itself. So it's just a case of quick swipe with the sanding stick and job done. So again, it's an absolute winner. So if you do like your sort of tank destroyers and things like that, maybe you want to take part even in our current group build we're doing at the moment over at Flory Models, definitely an entry you could put into it, and an absolute must for any armour fan as well. So don't forget, it is available at the PM store as well. I'll pop a link down below if you do want to get it from us. But if not, this is the Tamiya 1/35 scale Achilles.